here on ABC Sports. As usual, it's Brandon Daniels and Jarrell Jackson back for Oklahoma. The Sooners have 6:45 remaining. They're moving into the wind and now down by 10 points as Kyle Bryant kicks it off. And as usual, to the deep corner. 1st and 10 OU at the 20. Let's go down to Gary Reason.
Well, Steve, the lifeblood of any new program or any program is to be able to recruit, and that's what these coaches do. They don't all just coach. On Thursday and Friday this week, you can see these coaches from Texas A&M have gone out and had to recruit players. They've got double duty to do. Actually, R.C. Slocum went down to the Astrodome here in Houston, just a few miles down the road, to watch a couple of playoff games, trying to get a jump on the recruiting game. They need to replace some valuable seniors like Brandon Mitchell, who's going to be moving on from that defensive line and maybe find that next All-American. Steve?
Well, that's true, especially with those high school playoffs going on in Texas right now. Those coaches are out every Friday night. Eric Moore, and a flag and a whistle stop play upon the snap, which usually means the offense made the boo-boo.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. We're still playing. First down.
Well, the Sooners didn't need that. They have such a young offensive line, Brian, with the leader, Bruce McClure, the center, who's a junior.
And that was big number 66, Chris Campbell. He had to pull and lead block for the type of play-action pass that they were going to throw. And every time you want to get out quickly, sometimes you just flinch, and they got him.
2nd and 15, Parker made a nice move, but that wind just wouldn't let him go. I'll tell you what, this guy, DeMond Parker, is bound to be a star. He's a redshirt freshman out of Tulsa, and he draws a little attention of those linebackers.
Well, and they're going to watch him, too, because you take a look at these linebackers right there in your screen. They're going to go, and all of a sudden he's coming through there, and it's him against Wynn. And that's a hard one to get past.
Wynn won.
Wynn won. Wynn won that one.
Wynn won that one. Yeah, there we go. Eric Moore firing it out and incomplete. Intended for Jackson, with Shun Horn having the coverage for A&M. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 12. And Oklahoma's looked at a lot of 3rd and longs here in the second half. I'll tell you, you don't think field position has played a part in this game? All 26 of A&M's points have come on drives that were started on the Oklahoma side of the 50-yard line.
And give credit to tough defense, but that kicking game. How many balls have been in the end zone today on that kickoff, making the drives long?
Moore is 0 for 8 passing in the second half. Under pressure, getting away. He's got some speed, but he cannot get away from Warwick Holdman, who's got a little speed going himself.
So much of today's problems has been caused by the speed coming off the corner. You could see Mitchell, he's lined up outside wide, and he's going to be coming off the ball, and you could see he's right there causing the problems. Moore feels that pressure, and then he's back and running, chasing him down again. It's so frustrating for a quarterback when you want to set up a tempo, when you got like Keith Mitchell, who just can take control of the entire game.
Ryan Lewis to punt again, his 8th punt of the day. And remember, he's punting into the wind. Dante Hall calling for the fair catch, lets it bounce. And it'll roll dead near the 35 of A&M. 5:09 left to play. A&M leading the Sooners by 10.
To you, it looks like this. To a car thief, it looks like this. And to our Ford Motor Company engineers, it looks like one of the most powerful anti-theft devices ever. Only this key sends an electronic code to the engine before it will ever start. So it looks like your new Taurus will be just where you parked it. Ford. Quality is job one.
Honey, where are you?
With a shot view cam, there are none of the distractions you get with ordinary camcorders. Its big color screen and pivoting lens mean there are no tiny viewfinders or flip-out screens to get in the way. So you can easily get close to the action. and get the shots you'd miss with those other camcorders. You either have a sharp view cam, or you need one.
You gotta have fire. Slapping, lapping, fancy flames, flicking chicken from every side until marinated bird and garlic and lime has turned from good into sublime. Oh, what has Chili's thus created? Why, it's margarita grilled chicken consummated, served horizontally, grill marks up on a tostada with a lot of what your mouth waters for. That rib stickin' margarita grilled chicken, 'cause Chili's grills like no place else.
Welcome back to College Station. The must-win of this ball game for either team now comes down to a 10-point differential and the final minutes of the fourth quarter. I guess you kind of figured it had to be that way, Brian.
We knew enthusiasm, we knew honor and pride were going to be a big part of this. That's what we're seeing today of an A&M team that says we are redefining ourselves. We got that dip in our hip back, and they're going to turn their running game loose. Brandon Stewart's playing with a lot more confidence.
A&M at their own 36. Tiki Hardiman banging it straight ahead for a gain of 5 to the 41. Martin Chase on the tackle for Oklahoma. And the Sooners defense really needs to come up with a big play and a big stop right here. But A&M just ripped off 5 yards on first down. 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the game. We've avoided any moisture. It did rain this morning here. We had a shower, but it hasn't rained during the game, but it looks like it just might here before the evening is through. Hardiman now with 80 yards rushing on the day on 20 carries. And he may be the workhorse here for the final 5 minutes. Look at him move the pile, and he's still driving near the first down. Man, Cornelius Burton going for a ride, even though he got a little help from his friends.
Anytime you see a running back with that kind of power turning it in there, it shows you how fresh he is in this part of the game in the fourth quarter, but it also tells you that the spirit of the Oklahoma defense has been broken.
Season average of rushing, they're still way below average. Oklahoma's defense has not played that badly, and the field position and kicking game make a big difference when a team has to drive for 80 or have to drive for 40. And remember, all of A&M's points started on drives inside Oklahoma territory. Hardiman again hauled down at the line of scrimmage, this time by Kelly Gregg, who's had an outstanding game for Oklahoma in the middle.
Gregg is just a tough guy to knock off the ball. He's just tremendous amount of explosion and power.
Gregg's out of Edmond, Oklahoma. 6 feet, 280. Second down, 10. Hardiman again. Kiki cutting it back, falling forward across the 50 down to the 47 of the Sooners. Terrell Peters, Oklahoma's leading tackler on the stop. 3 minutes now remaining in the game. And timeout call. Hardiman, the go-to guy in situations like this, whether they're inside the 20 or inside 5 minutes to go with the lead. Hardiman, whom they call Tiki, his first given name actually DeAndre, is the guy that carries the load, and he's doing it again today. RC trying to get his team to come back from a disastrous start and keep their hopes for the South Division Championship and a bowl game alive, leading by 10 with 3:02 left to go.
People call you guys bunny spotters, is that right?
Bunny spotters. I think that it trivializes what we do. It's much larger than that.
I mean, once you've seen it, you can never go back. There's no other pink like that. Who's been through here?
Bum,
You see anything yet?
bum, 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 bum.
I've seen it 16 times. To watch somebody find it, see it for the first time. Whew.
I feel very fortunate to be here because, when we're all gone, it's still going to be out there.
For the very best in home entertainment, the place to go is Circuit City, where right now this RCA digital satellite system is just $199.97 after $200 cash back from DirecTV. Just sign up for 1 year of DirecTV's Total Choice programming, and the RCA DSS system is yours for only $199.97. Get more movies, more sports, more news, more channels than cable. And right now at Circuit City, you'll pay no interest for 12 months on any digital satellite system. Hurry into Circuit City today.
And the little dragon looked up to the moon with fire burning in his eyes, and he
Why
said,
does he have fire in his eyes?
because he's a dragon.
How come he's a dragon and not a dinosaur?
Well, because...
How come he has...
When you use your Visa card this holiday season, we'll make a donation to Reading is Fundamental. Together we'll bring kids a million stories.
Have I answered everybody's question?
When do we get snacks?
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Waning minutes of the fourth quarter. A&M trying to run out the final 3 minutes and 2 seconds. They have a 3rd and 5 at the 47 of Oklahoma. And Stewart trying to run the ball on a little quarterback reverse, has the first down and dives down to the 35. Brandon Stewart stopped by Ghana Joseph with another big play, a gain of 13. Let's go down to Gary Reason.
Steve, a big reason for this A&M resurgence in the second half is actually by the man of Dante Hall, number 34, one of their running backs, is a key guy in the return game. He's had a big day returning the football as well as running the ball. Really impressed with this guy today so far. Say he's had a big impact for the Aggies here in the second half. Steve?
There you see the total, thanks Gary, of his efforts on the day. 104 yards in punt returns. First down, A&M, banging straight ahead, the fullback Mark Broyles. And he gets a positive first down gain. Baron Tanner making the stop for Oklahoma. Oklahoma fixing to lose their 7th game of the year. And the last time OU lost 7 in a season was 1965. That was 31 years ago. Hey, another doubleheader for you next Saturday here on ABC. It all begins at 11 Central with a Big Ten big matchup. Michigan at Ohio State. That'll be followed at 2:30 Central by these games: Michigan State, Penn State, USC, UCLA, Maryland, Florida State. And most of you will see the Red Raiders of Texas Tech and Byron Hanspard going for more than 2,000 yards against these Oklahoma Sooners in Norman next Saturday, right here on ABC. The tradition, all that they've done over the years, the Sooners have had, of course, going back to Bud Wilkinson and before. And, you know, John Blake's got a tough job, but it's one he relishes, Garrett, and that is getting the program back on track. And obviously he wouldn't have taken the job, being an 83 grad of Oklahoma, if he didn't think he could do it.
The alumni said, even with them struggling right there, they're excited about all the things that are working. And Blake joins Barry Switzer as the only first-year coach in school history to defeat Oklahoma State and Texas. He can win the big ones. So they've got a lot of enthusiasm. I've never seen it quite so high in a coach who has struggled with losing as many as he has this season.
You see the difference between Switzer and Blake, but that program wasn't as down when Barry took over. Albert Connell with a touchdown catch. What a grab. That put a stamp on it big time.
And a fabulous throw by Brandon Stewart there. A throw that we expected to see earlier in the game. But with the lift of the score being up and his enthusiasm, what a perfect strike across the middle.
A&M had been running the ball, and all of a sudden, as you've said so often, Brian, that opens that play-action pass up. It opens up the passing game in general. And Brandon Stewart with a fine throw, Albert Connell with an even finer catch, and Kyle Bryant will attempt to add the extra point. He does, and A&M leads it 33-16.
If you take a look at it from the end zone, last week we saw this play 3 different times against Baylor, but it's just right off Connell, his fingertips. The ball was just simply overthrown. There's just one step off. Now Connell last week was coming off a sprained ankle, but if you take a look at the end zone here, Brandon Stewart gets back there. He goes with the play action again, the roll, and he stops right there. Cottle had him beat right away. There was no one there to stop him. And he says, I like it. I like it a lot. Fellas, we're going to be okay. Texas A&M is back, and get the feeling of that team, that momentum that we've established, a tradition of being so strong in the third and fourth quarter.
Another thing they're doing today is they're giving Texas a little more to look at.
Oh, that's right.
In preparation for that game the day after Thanksgiving against the Longhorns. It looms even larger now with A&M winning here today.
And Slocum's going to give these players a few days off after the game. They have a bye next week. So they'll be well rested.
Brandon Daniels, Darrell Jackson, again back deep for the kickoff. But remember, Kyle Bryant again kicking with that wind at his back. There haven't been any returns going this direction. And there won't be here. It's 33-16, Texas A&M in a must-win situation coming up big. And let's look at some of the sights and sounds. But first, a penalty. The penalty flag was dropped at the 30 of Oklahoma. Rather lengthy conference, and they're working out where the ball is to be placed. Here's Randy Crystal.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the receiving team. Penalty will be half the distance. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 10. And a little frustration perhaps coming out on the part of the Sooner players, who have had nothing but a frustrating season for the most part this year. OU in the second half has managed only 1 first down and a total of 21 yards, while A&M has gained 202 yards and put the game away. Moore firing it incomplete, in and out of the hands of Parker. Dat Wynn was over there covering for A&M.
We've seen him so many times this year, Dat Wynn coming over and slipping the ball and taking it in for the end zone. And there's a bunch of enthusiastic Aggies there.
The Cadets, I don't know if that chain's going to hold them here when the game ends. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped on the incompletion with 2:20 remaining. And the Sooners now just trying to salvage something. Parker. Nice move as he cuts back upfield and ducks in across the 15. Dat Wynn again making the stop, getting some help from Shun Horn. Clock running now nearing the 2-minute mark. And that Texas Tech-Oklahoma game will have a little significance now because the Red Raiders are still in the hunt for the South Division title. And Oklahoma can be a spoiler of sorts if they can knock off Tech at Oklahoma next Saturday. Parker again, weaving his way, but Keith Mitchell just keeps stringing that play out and won't let him get around the corner.
They just can't get outside with that speed. Keith Mitchell, he just caused a lot of problems. Even plays that he doesn't make, he defeats so many blocks that he eliminates an entire part of your offensive package.
He and the other seniors playing their final game here at Kyle Field. And I'm sure that the emotion had to play a big part in the way A&M came out, Brian, in the second half. They were trailing in the game earlier. Now it's 4th down and 3. Oklahoma, of course, must go for it. Moore trying to get back and get it, but he can't. Knocked down short of the line of scrimmage, and A&M will take over on downs deep in Oklahoma territory as Troop Jasper and Brandon Mitchell combine 2 more of the seniors to make perhaps the final defensive stop here at Kyle Field. How appropriate. And RC.
Oh, and he gets the water there.
And they got him.
Yep. And, you know, the seniors on this team have come, and they know what it's like to win. They've in 1993, they won the Southwest Conference Championship. In 94, they were undefeated. 95, they were the Alamo Bowl champions. And this team just has not experienced that. And Slocum's really excited because he's seeing that come alive in his young ball club.
Now they put some of the kids in, only Sir Parker is not necessarily a kid, even though he's a sophomore. He's been their leading rusher. Kelly Gregg making yet another tackle for Oklahoma. What a day Kelly Gregg has had in the middle. The way he's played, you wouldn't know that A&M has scored 33 points. Final seconds, and what should be the final play of the game. Sir Parker again. Spinning. Ball moving back. The ball pops out. Finally, somebody corrals it, and Oklahoma's got the football. Oklahoma has the fumble recovery with 17 seconds left. It looked like it might have been Rod Manuel who picked up that loose ball. Terrence Malone, number 49, actually got it.
Slocum there is now cooled off a little bit and smile on his face. And he impressed me as a guy. He just doesn't smile that much. He's real low-key, and he's enthusiastic about his program, but just very serious, patient. Tells his players to keep on pressing.
Eric Moore on first down. Could be the final play of the game, and Moore is loose. But Warwick Holdman runs him out of bounds on the far side with just 9 seconds.
Again, he's flushed by Keith Mitchell. And what you have to do with a player like that is you've got to get help over there and get other blockers.
Well, our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Oklahoma's Kelly Gregg, who had 14 tackles in the middle of that line today, and Texas A&M's DeAndre Tiki Hardiman, who had 92 yards to lead everybody on the ground. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. It's been a Chevy tradition for more than a quarter of a century. And Jackson trying to get away, cannot, as Trent Driver brings him down and the gun goes off. Texas A&M still alive in the hunt for the Big 12 South Division title with a 33-16 win over Oklahoma today. The Sooners played hard. Their defense looked better as they try to rebuild their program. Here are the standings now after today's play with Texas winning. Tech had a non-conference game, so A&M and Texas play the day after Thanksgiving. Tech and Oklahoma here on ABC next week, and those two games will decide it. Now stay tuned for John Saunders and the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. So long from Aggieland.
A lot of kids in our communities are growing up in homes without fathers. These kids need mentors to keep them on track. Call this number, Children First.
Tuesday, the most extraordinary home improvement ever. The Tool Time Girls giving birth. And it's up to Jim to deliver. Hello? Man, on Spin City. Hey, that's Woody Harrelson as the new mayor. Are you a Democrat or a Republican?
What do you want me to be?
It's a bundle of laughs, ABC Tuesday.
There's sports. Then there's extreme sports. TV's favorite comedians take on the most extreme sports. Yeah. MTV's Jenny McCarthy gets airborne.
It's extreme.
Home Improvement's Jonathan Taylor Thomas goes to the edge.
Completely extreme.
Roseanne Sandra Bernhard races the rapids. Woo-hoo! And Ellen's Jeremy Piven risks it all. Join host Jenny McCarthy on Extreme Comedy tonight.
It's all on 13 tonight, followed by 13 Eyewitness News at 10.
You like your car, but it may not look so great. Time for the better get Mako guys.
Right now, Mako value is better than ever. Get our great-looking Mako Ambassador finish for one low price. Our best value, right now, only $189.
Mako, America's smart choice.
It's here.
Let me feel it.
97 626 LX5.
I want to touch it.
Customized by Mazda.
I want to hold it in my hand.
With air, cruise control, cassette stereo, power windows and locks, and more. $17,395. Or buy for $239 a month, $1,100 down payment.
I'm never gonna let go.
Mazda, customized for value, 626.
I got a passion for the road.
Now, in a 13 Eyewitness News Extra, we're going to tell you about some judges who've come up with creative but controversial new ways to make crooks pay. It's called shame sentencing. Find out how it works in this 13 Eyewitness News Extra Tuesday at 10.
George Foreman and Eric Norgard, Saturday on Tell It Like It Is.
The Thrifty Car Rental Postgame Report, brought to you by Thrifty, renting cars with pride worldwide. Best of all, it's Thrifty.
And welcome to New York, everyone. John Saunders and Todd Blackledge still suffering some technical difficulties, so you will hear us but not see us. But if you are there, you could smell those roses, as Ohio State is looking to get there, and Indiana's Jay Rogers has something else to say about it. Puts John Cooper down 10-7. But then Jay Rogers is chased around, and the freshman Andy Katzenmoyer pops the ball loose. Matt Finkus returns it for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think this Ohio State team is better this year than the team a year ago, and it's because of the defense. 2 touchdowns the defense scored today. Back-to-back shutouts the last 2 weeks. A great Ohio State defensive effort today.
Yeah, Ohio State saw Indiana score late in the game with under a minute to go, but 27-17 is the final. They clinch a trip to the Rose Bowl regardless of their game next week against Michigan. You can see that right here on New Year's Day on ABC. Ohio State and Arizona State. Will they both be unbeaten? We'll find out in the weeks to come. Back in a moment.
It's the perfect landing. It's another business day. It's friendly blue waiting there for you. It's traveling your way.
Call now. For just $19.95 a day, you can rent a Dodge Neon or similar compact car from Thrifty.
Best of all is Thrifty. Renting cars with pride worldwide.
Welcome back to our post-game report. Florida against South Carolina. And South Carolina actually made this a match early on, Todd, but Danny Werfel and the Gators pull away late.
Yeah, Danny Werfel didn't have a great game in terms of the number of completions, but he made them count. 290 yards passing and a couple touchdowns. Florida just too much for the Gamecocks.
And Mike Peterson returned a blocked punt for a touchdown in that game. Nebraska blows out Iowa State 49-14 was the final. Scott Frost ran for 2 touchdowns and passed for 2 touchdowns as well. Troy Davis of Iowa State closing in on 2,000 yards for the second straight season. You can see he only needs 40 after today.
And that's a good game against this Nebraska defense. Coming into the game, Nebraska only giving up 74 yards a game on the ground. Very stingy with their run defense. Shows you how good Troy Davis is.
Almon Green with 214 yards rushing and a touchdown. Back in a moment.
The Panasonic razor lets you shave wet or lets you shave dry. You choose how to use it for a great shave every time. Lather up and shave wet or shave quick and dry. Your choice. Blade close, electric smooth, rinse clean. Work hard, play hard, and shave your way. Panasonic.
A couple of scores we want to bring you. Byron Hanspard with another terrific day. He's over 2,000 yards for the season, had touchdowns of 6 and 65 yards. Virginia is now leading North Carolina. It's a final now, 20-17. The Tar Heels' hopes are gone. And meanwhile, Wayne's World tonight following Extreme Comedy. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
ABC Tuesday. It's the vacation of a lifetime for the Connors until they're taken hostage. With her family in danger, how far will this mom go?
This time, it's personal.
Now, she's got help. Well done, Grasshopper. Steven Seagal. In the TV blockbuster, Rose Sambo.
Followed by an all-new Life's Work, ABC Tuesday.
If you're looking for a good reason to buy a Ford Ranger, there are many. Ranger is rated the highest in quality of any domestic compact pickup. It gives you your choice of 2 powerful V6 engines or a gas-saving 4-cylinder. Ranger was also the first truck in its class to offer dual airbags. And it comes in a regular cab, super cab, or flare side. But maybe the best reason to drive a Ranger is you can get $1,000 cash back. So get the compact pickup that in Texas outsells every other domestic compact pickup combined. Ford Ranger.
There's sports. Then there's extreme sports. TV's favorite comedians take on the most extreme sports. Yeah! MTV's Jenny McCarthy gets airborne.
It's extreme.
Home Improvement's Jonathan Taylor Thomas goes to the edge.
Completely extreme.
Roseanne Sandra Bernhard races the rapids.
Woo-hoo!
And Ellen's Jeremy Piven risks it all. Join host Jenny McCarthy on Extreme Comedy tonight.
It's all on 13 tonight, followed by 13 Eyewitness News at 10.
Just because something's always been done one way, does that mean it's the only way?
The Chrysler Sebring LXI Coupe. The Chrysler Sebring